Imagine, if you will, someone with a full head of dreadlocks applies to rent a house you own and manage. He seems nice enough. His credit and income are okay, but you have your concerns. You're considering passing on him, not because of his race, but because of his hair. Is this against the law? I'll explain. Yes, not renting to someone because of their hair is clearly against the law in California. In fact, Assembly Bill 1815 recently passed, adding a clarifying statement to the Unruh Civil Rights Act stating that the protected class of race includes traits associated with a certain race, including, but not limited to, texture, hairstyle like braids, locks, and twists. AB 1815 expressly states that this is not a change in the law, but a declaratory statement of existing law. Maybe back in the 1980s, if someone did want to rent to, say, Mr. T, they could claim it was not because of his race, it was concerns due to his frohawk and his gold chains. Perhaps back then they could have gotten away with it. These days, they would be asking for legal trouble. Is hair discrimination a thing? Yeah, you better believe it is. It's a bigger deal than you may think. Try talking to people with non-traditional hairstyles and get their opinion, and you may be surprised what you hear. In fact, AB 1815 is not the only law that deals with this. There's also SB 188, known as the Crown Act in California, which also prohibits discrimination based on hair texture or style. CROWN stands for Create Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair. You may not feel like there's any need to outlaw discrimination based on hair, and it's just another crazy California law. Well, enough people felt the need to pass HR 2116, Crown Act of 2022, which is a national law. There's even a defense fund. It is important to remember we don't exactly know what it is like to be in someone else's shoes, skin, or hair for that matter. We may not have the same background or beliefs, but in this country, we have the same basic rights and there are laws protecting those rights. As housing providers, we have to take extra care to obey those laws. What about hair not connected to race? Tattoos or piercings? I'm not an attorney and this is not legal advice. However, the spirit of the law is pretty clear in protecting people who may be different from you from discrimination. Think of it this way. It doesn't matter how many protected classes there are. Discrimination is discrimination. We have a separate blog that gives an overview of California fair housing laws if you would like to explore the subject in more depth. Qualifying for housing needs to be held to matters directly related to ability to pay and be based on things like income and credit scores. If you think about it, laws like AB 1850 help protect landlords from themselves by having them focus on what really matters, having the rent paid. Think of it this way. Your credit score will tell you a lot more of what you need to know than a hairstyle. Bottom line, it is against the law for landlords to discriminate based on hair in the state of California. AB 1815 recently passed, adding a clarifying statement to the Unruh Civil Rights Act, stating that the protected class of race includes traits associated with a certain race, including, but not limited to, texture and hairstyles like braids, locks, and twists. This clarifying statement is in line with California State Law SB 188 and the national law HR 2116, known as the Crown Act, also protecting people from discrimination based on the type of hair and style. Even though these protections are rooted in race, landlords should also take care not to discriminate based on hair not connected to race, tattoos, and piercings, as they may be protected too. As housing providers, landlords need to take special care to obey fair housing laws and not discriminate, even when they may not realize they're doing so. Stick to matters directly related to ability to pay the rent, like income and credit score. That way, you will stay out of legal trouble and you'll find that you get better tenants. We hope that you found this helpful and informative. If so, please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, we're not attorneys. We don't give legal advice. Laws are always changing and vary depending on their specific municipality in which the property is located in. For legal advice, please consult a real estate attorney familiar with the laws in your area for real estate advice. If you're looking for a reliable property management company to help you handle rental property, or a real estate broker to guide you through the sales process in Long Beach, Los Angeles, or Orange County, California, or you're just considering it and have a few questions about real estate, contact the Mike Duntry Group today. We're happy to help.